Hers was a voice so powerful it could silence a storm, a voice that could lift an entire world into goosebumps. Now imagine that same voice battling a whirlwind of fame, love, pressure, and pain. This is the story of the rise and sudden fall of Whitney Houston, the woman the world called The Voice. Picture this: Newark, New Jersey, 1963. In a small church filled with warm lights and wooden pews, a young girl stands beside her mother, gospel legend Whitney Houston. The choir begins a hymn, but when this girl opens her mouth, even the church walls seem to stop and listen. That girl was Whitney Elizabeth Houston, and before she even understood the word destiny, destiny had already chosen her. Whitney grew up surrounded by music royalty. Her cousin, Dionne Warwick, her auntie, Aretha Franklin. Every Sunday, she sang in church. Every evening, she studied her mother's rehearsals like a quiet apprentice. She wasn't just learning music, she was absorbing soul. At 19, Whitney was discovered singing backup in a smoky New York club. A record executive heard her, froze, and said to himself, "This isn't just a singer, this is the future." He was right. In 1985, her first album dropped, Whitney Houston. The world didn't just listen, it exploded. Songs like Saving All My Love for You, Greatest Love of All, and How Will I Know turned her into a global phenomenon. She became the first woman ever to have 3 #1 singles from a debut album. Her voice was purity and power, a soaring mix of gospel fire, pop clarity, and emotional depth, and the world fell in love. By the late 80s and early 90s, Whitney Houston wasn't just famous, she was everywhere. Then came The Bodyguard in 1992. The moment she sang, "I Will Always Love You," the world stood still. That sustained note, pure, effortless, unforgettable, became one of the most iconic sounds in music history. The soundtrack sold 45 million copies. Whitney became the first artist ever to win 3 Oscar-related awards in one night. She had achieved something beyond superstardom. She became legendary. But fame is a beautiful monster. Behind the glamour, Whitney's life was twisting. Pressure from the industry, scrutiny from the media, struggle to maintain a perfect image, a turbulent marriage with Bobby Brown, the weight of being America's sweetheart, the non-stop expectation to be flawless. Whitney once said, "The biggest devil is me. I'm either my best friend or my worst enemy." Her voice, that golden gift, began to crack under stress, exhaustion, and harmful coping habits. Fans watched with heartbreak as the brightest star in music began to flicker. On February 11, 2012, Whitney Houston was found unresponsive in a hotel bathtub just hours before she was meant to attend a major industry party. When the news spread, the world froze. The same way it froze the first time she hit that note in "I Will Always Love You." The girl from Newark with the church-scorching voice was gone. But legends don't die. Whitney Houston was more than a singer. She was a blueprint. Every powerhouse vocalist today, Beyoncé, Jennifer Hudson, Ariana Grande, carries a spark she ignited. Her voice is still the gold standard. Her songs are still anthems. Her story still feels like a miracle and a warning at the same time. Her life reminds us that even the strongest voices can be burdened by silence, but true legends never fade. Whitney Houston gave the world her voice, and in return, the world gave her immortality. Thank you for sticking through till now. I'd like to know your thoughts on Whitney Houston in the comment section. For more stories like this, please click on the like button, subscribe, share as well.